can feel you're watching something really special.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another epic Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever cast. Here's a little sneak preview of what's coming up in today's game.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Non-lethal. You lose.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
The unstoppable Exodia! Impossible!
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Direct it! Come on, Marv, get up. You don't have any more bricks. He's out of it.
Get yourself a nice cup of tea, sit down and prepare yourself for more than an hour of this 7v7 on this desert map here. The average rating is between 1 and 1.5k, which is the golden range if you ask me. Around 500 rating, the players are just kind of starting to learn the game. They don't really know what to do, so it tends to be very static. The players that are trying to be aggressive execute their strategies with all the fluidity of an NPC from a budget PlayStation 2 game. Above 2k rating, the players sit there pondering their massive strategy orbs, making less mistakes and having a generally more predictable game. Unfortunately, because they're so big-brained, someone will move a mantis to a mech somewhere on the map and they'll be like, aha, you've played the Frenchman's Gambit build order in approximately 32 minutes, I'll have won, and then everyone will just leave. Which just leaves the 1k players, the real heroes of FAF. They know just enough to be dangerous. They're always going to try something wild. It's probably not going to work out, but they're going to try it anyway, and that's what I enjoy the most. Team 1 is on the left here, Team 2 is on the right. As you can see, I've actually split the scoreboard between the two teams so you can keep a track of that. There's going to be so much action in this game that I'm not going to be able to follow all of it and read the chat and look at the map and look at the eco, so the big brain viewers, you can do a lot of that yourselves if I leave them up. In the top left, at 1700 and playing for Team 1, ANZ Boxeroo, and he is going for an early mechs upgrade, land factory, very sensible. Then we've got PaulWay, the lowest rated player, and therefore, particularly because he is a blue UEF. Look at that glorious blue UEF Chad right here. I'm going to be rooting for him. He's going second air. He's making a radar, actually. That's very unusual, particularly for lower rated players. But that might pick up the rating, so that's pretty nice to see. At the back and already moving forwards, we've got Synth in a Cybran. He is playing a Synth. That's a bit of a Blade Runner reference for y'all, I guess. Then we've got a bottle of water. A bottle of water. He's going to be playing in the Cyan UEF here, building P-gens around his inertial factory. He's queued up mechs upgrades, but hasn't actually captured his main starting core mechs, so that's a little bit interesting. We've got HOLA, and I'm not sure what that is an acronym for. But we'll call him Ola. He is in Grinch green, and he's going to be trying to steal Christmas. Moving forwards, that's the mid players here. We've also got Steak. I'm going to call him Steak, because he's in kind of a steaky colour down here. He's in the Seraphim ACU, moving out, getting his reclaim, just upgrading his core base here. No mechs upgrades yet. He's walking through the water. And then in the bottom, last but not least, rushing a transport and making a play for this bottom island that we've got on the rocks. That's going to be Seraphim-Com in the Seraphim-Com. This map, coincidentally, looking a little bit like Open Wonder, but with a Sid the Sloth style setup of lakes here. And they are quite deep, actually. I'm pretty sure that's too deep to even strap bomb an ACU in the middle of there. That's Team 1. Giving up a small amount of rating to Team 2. Team 2, slightly higher rated. In the top corner, we've got Microchip. He's working on his second air. He's got no mexes queued. He actually still hasn't taken this mex here, which is a small blunder. You do want to take your core mexes before you start building additional factories, because that will badly bottleneck you on mass, but doesn't sit... Wait, what? What? What kind of a build is this? Okay, we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. I don't know what he's doing there. We've got Judah, and now Judah is actually the only player I have ever seen on ladder before, because he's in usually the EU time zone. The rest of these players in the ANZ clan are actually in the Australian time zone. It's like I've never seen them, nor have I ever played with them, which is a bit unusual. So I don't know what they're going to be like. I don't know their personalities or their preferred play styles. At the back, in a festive Santa red, we've got Desert Wolf 216. How's he doing? He's going quite greedy on his... Oh, God, he's stalling. He's stalling 200% of his income. He should go mexes first from that slot. Never mind. Below him, we've got RyanT, and RyanT has constructed the most bombable thing of PGens I've ever seen.
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
He's playing very greedy. One bomber here can just kill all of this. But obviously, if the bombers don't get through, he won't get punished, so that's fine. His front player defending him is going to be Sapient. He is also in the ANZ clan in this slightly AFK green here. Lawn green. He's got his ball just to the side of him. He's going a lot of factories, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factories, spamming out these Auroras. He's looking to be quite aggressive, I would say. Below him, we've got FrostMonster in white. He's being aggressive with his ACU already. And rounding out the team, we've got Millenwise, and he is already in the pond. He's already going forwards with his ACU. So we get some Seraphim on Seraphim action. Looking at the mountains, they're both contested already. Heavily contested, with factory builds on both sides. We've got a radar here at the bottom. We've got a fight going on between engineers on the left, trying to make a radar and an anti-air. That's probably going to get shut down by this bomber. That is a fantastic bomb. Both engineers and the radar. Very nice. So because this is a little bit like Wonder, not sure why these anti-airs are deciding to take on strikers here. That's a bad matchup. It turns out they can't actually shoot at the ground. Who would have thought? But making a lot of units isn't necessarily that good in this setup, because if you make a lot of units, you're going to basically come up against multiple ACUs, and it's very hard to push against multiple gun ACUs, and there will be gun ACUs. If you want to get good, get gun. That's what we say these days. Gun is very strong. Slightly concerned about the lack of reclaiming going on, particularly here. Okay. FrostMonster is collecting some reclaim. As is PaulWay. Oh, nice, he's even got the... Why are they not doing it? He needs to move this a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't desync the game, moving those things. It shouldn't do. There is a minor desync in this game, about 26 minutes, something like that. But I have run it from both sides, and I know that it doesn't affect the outcome, looking at all the orders that people are doing. So it looks like there was a temporary pause at the desync. Someone was able to reconnect to the game, and then it carried on from there. So we're all good. Sometimes I get through like 50 minutes of these games, recording, enjoying myself, and then it desyncs and I cry about it. That's not going to be the time today. Now we've got a very dangerous push here. We've got 2 gun comms and a normal comm, and they are going to be pushing in. They've got a heavy unit support as well, and they've split up the ACUs. Synth retreated. Bottle of Water went in with his own gun. Polar retreated, and Bottle of Water now finds himself cut off against 3 gun comms. You will find that if you play against the lower rated players, that making multiple gun ACUs and literally just YOLOing in is a very common thing to do. Particularly if you play against people from clans like UFN, they will just make gun, they'll make Zooies, they'll grab up a couple of their ACUs and they will push you right at the start, they'll catch people out, and just like this, highest rated player in the game immediately deleted. Very effective. All the units from that army deleted and they are free to continue pushing.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Best way to deal with that is to scout, obviously, and then keep your ACU out of range, retreat, and when you can, build some PD to defend. Unfortunately, building PD under Tech 1 units like this is not going to work. It would be better off reclaiming the units at this point. Hopefully doesn't lose his Tech 2 land HQ. Synth comes down with his own units to try to defend. And these gun comms are continuing to push. FrostMonster reclaiming the factories, which is very smart. It looks like while we were doing that, the bottom island here, that went to Millenwise. He was able to capture that. The top one still contested, but almost certainly that's going to be going over to Boxeroo, who's taking that whilst also microing the rest of his stuff. Up to T2 Air now, going for these. He's going to be making an air play, almost certainly. And we've got a very cheesy snipe attempt here from Desert Wolf. These are Tech 2 transports with hunters, the labs in. There's no air defense here. In come a couple of Sky Slammers. There's some Inties as well. Drops the Tech 2 transport to half health. He should really drop them. Doesn't get the drop. But PaulWay has been dropped to half health here. He does the right thing of starting the anti-air railguns. But on the top of that, in comes Judah looking to capitalize. And whilst this is happening, Saipier is pushing as well into the base. I'm going to split quickly. We've got another Tech 2 ghetto. Saipier is right at the wall here pushing. PaulWay is very close. Can he get a trade? Yes, he can. Paul is going to trade with Judah here. That's going to even up this fight.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Technically, that's a pretty good trade for Paul. He took a snipe attempt there from Desert Wolf, and then Judah walked in on him with a gun. Not much he can do. He traded with a player who was, 200 rating higher than him. It's not bad for his team. Well done. Saipier pushing in. He's going to be absolutely crushing this base that Boxeroo has taken. Not much he can do about that. 2 ACUs defending here against this. But I feel like Millenwise can really run this over if he's... especially if this nano repair completes. Saipier needs to be very careful because he's deep into enemy lines here. He's got support from his friend FrostMonster. But the rest of the battle line looks like this. And it's very easy for the other players to collapse in and cut off his reinforcements. And it looks like that's what Synth is going to be doing. This is a very smart play by him. He's going to come in behind his opponent here. He's going to cut off the reinforcements. Seraphim-Com looks like he's going to be doing... Seraphim-Com. It looks like he's going to be doing basically the same thing. They can cut off the reinforcements. Hold him here. This is going to be the anvil. This is the hammer. And they'll basically be able to break him here. He doesn't have shield. He is just gun. Steak looks like he's in trouble down here, though. He's bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. Seraphim-Com has to withdraw. Things really heating up. On the top, it looks like there's a take-back attempt by Microchip. There's another snipe here on Boxeroo in the mid. We have to split again. The highest rated players of both teams here in big trouble. Boxeroo has got no anti-air. He's under attack from this Tech 2 Ghetto gunship. He's gonna go down. There's no flak anywhere near him. On the other side down here, Saipier's got double gun. He's trying to go for a draw with Hola, but he doesn't manage it. There's 1k left.
Non-lethal. You lose.
Boxeroo caught on the naughty list, and Desert Wolf delivers him a whole bunch of hunters instead of presents this Christmas. Both highest rated players are dead. There's a whole bunch of salt in the chat. I'm a Setons player, blah 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 blah. Man, that's a lot of salt. Delicious. FrostMonster pushing in here against Synth, but that looks like it's not going to come to anything. He does have Nano though, so Synth does not want to stay around in this place. He will get ganked for sure, especially if he lets these Zooey shells land on his ACU. Meanwhile, Tech 1 Bomber Assault on Hola's mechs is at the top. He has got 4 bases. This whole thing belongs to him. In fact, it's actually a 3v5 right now. Not great for Team 1. Not only are they... Well, the mass is dead even. Look at that. Dead even on mass, but they are down 2 players. Front Tech 2 radar here from Millenwise. That is a very aggressive Tech 2 radar. Luckily, the bombers opting to go for Tech 1 units instead.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt. And you breathe that in and you can constantly taste the salt.
A bottle of water, very salty about getting picked off there. He did not enjoy that at all. He literally just got stomped down by those 3 gun comms. And the other team finds it quite amusing, which is great. This Tech 1 PD, remember they're 250 mass, and it's crunching through these Auroras. Another one goes down. Another one goes down, 500 mass, 580 mass, definitely worth it there. All the mass still to reclaim. And the game sort of goes a little bit quiet in the middle. We've got a very nice, this base is not AFK, so Root is managing to, Hola is managing to use it, but he cancels Tech 3 there in order to make a Tech 1 bomber. That's punishing, that's very bad for him. He's going to get those mechs, get the T1 bombers out. They didn't manage to finish this. 3v1, 3v1. That's funny. Gotta love a bit of salt. So Ola manages to hold on to this. Elsewhere, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 Tech 1 PDs and a nice long line here. These poor little hunters that were made for the transports still being YOLO'd in by Desert Wolf. He is in fact up to T3 air in this protected back socket. Ryan also up to T3 air but producing Tech 2 gunships, which seems a bit of an odd choice to me. We've got Tech 1 bombers being used here, but they don't really seem to have a decent attack order. It looks like they were just sent in randomly. You know, they didn't go for the radar, that's for sure. And the game goes slightly quiet. We've got a large Tech 1 push here, which is going to move into these Auroras. Gets pulled back at the last second. How much reclaim are we up to on the map? Well, it's 18,000 and climbing. A Titan comes out, so Ola has made the swap to T3 land at the top of the map. And those are going to punish these Tech 1 forces here. Midwell, well, he's also managed to get T3 at the bottom, going double T3 land for different factions. That's not particularly mass efficient, but these bricks will tear through this Tech 1. Gunships brought in to deal with these up here. And the gunships will just delete the Titans. The Titans, the shields are good, but they're not that good. That is going to be the end of that force there. There's not really any anti-air to protect these Titans, which is a shame. It needs to be working on some flax, really. Stake coming out. of the closet, obviously, to do something. He has not built any units all game. He is, in fact, this is his entire world right here. He's just, this is it. He's happy to just live here and just chill. This is his little bunker. Making his TMLs. Potentially, this must have been seen because you can see he's got TMD here, but this, remember, this is a naked Seraphim-Com. If he's not that deep under here, you see the balls like that, potentially this is a one-shot kill, so watch out for that. We have a Cougar on the field. That's going to deal with those gunships if it ever gets close to them. Cougar, scary unit for gunships. Rhinos pushing in against Auroras. I guarantee that goes badly for the Auroras. Look at them just blapping them like that. Blap, 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 blap. Get deleted. That's quite therapeutic, actually, looking at it like that. Bam. Will he continue to move in? Potentially. We've got another push at the top and a push at the bottom. So three-pronged attack here. We'll go with the top one first. The gunships are moving in. There is a flak to do some defense here. In the middle, forces rolling over the Auroras, and at the back, the bricks are pushing in. Look at that. Some UEF firepower. Now, what are these bricks doing? Well, they're fighting a gun ACU. That's not fantastic. He doesn't quite have enough overcharge to one-shot it. But the veterancy is going to do him wonders. It's going to pick up more health. It would have almost been better to take those bricks and come in the water here. Because brick torpedoes do a lot of damage. You can force a cancel on this upgrade. But the gunship's brought mid, and that allows this army here with the flaks to push in north. Now, what options does he have? Well, there's PD up here. Potentially a runaround in this order, but it might be better to just crush through here. This is the juicy target. Look at these lovely mexes here. Probably don't want to push in against this PD formation. Look at those. Yeah, I mean, they're going to eat your units alive. Look. A wise retreat there. He's going to advance in a different direction. Remember, the gunships can't really do anything as long as this Cougar is alive. It will one-shot them. So, we'll need to make alternative arrangements. Meanwhile, TML launches, and they're going for mexes down here, but there's a TMD, so that's going to do nothing. TMD could have been sniped by the... could have been sniped by those bricks, but didn't end up doing that. We've got... I can't keep up with all the chat. This is a very chaotic game. The Harbs are going to shut down this push if they ever get a chance. The Mongeese aren't going to do enough damage. There's a game pause, a minor desync, but I happen to know that this desync is not an actual desync. It's a temporary reconnection. They did manage to get it back working, which is crazily good. And the game continues. I've checked it from both sides for the next kind of 10 minutes to make sure nobody is stalling or doing completely idle movements in their base. The Titans have to pull back here. Meanwhile, there's a counter push, but it's not going to make much damage. Just take out a mechs, but that's all. The Titans not going to be able to deal with these Harbs. Harbs, strong unit. The mini chicken's going to eat up these mantis. But the bricks are the real problem. This brick push potentially can not only crush all the way through here, but it could also crush down here. Stake looks like he's doing something with his ACU, reclaiming. You know what? That's sensible since he's got so few mexes. The mini chickens will get deleted by the bricks. Tech 2 versus Tech 3 doesn't go well for the Tech 2 in this context. What else are we working on? Well, Tech 3 Air for Hola at the top. We've got just land spam for Synth. In the middle, we've got land spam at the bottom. Air at the air down here, but it's completely AFK. That's just being used for resources. And Steak is working on just mexes by the looks of things. These bricks are going to tangle with the harbs, but that's going to go pretty badly for the harbs. Not only do they get out-healthed, out-damaged, out-regened, but they also get out-ranged by the bricks, which is quite sad for the Aeon there. FrostMonster is working on T3. He's going to be building engineers. Probably should be working on some Othams and some PD if he wants to survive this onslaught. Millenwise pulls his ACU back. Perhaps quite a sensible decision considering the pressure that they're under elsewhere. But this is the real problem. This push in here, they can roll this over right now pretty easily. They can also come in and just crush this. Really not very much. That there is a strat up here. And some scouting is happening, so there might be a counterpunch via air, but this is where the real damage is being done right now. We're going to lose engineers, we're going to lose mexes, we're going to lose P-gens, even though they're on unit priority. Micro kill top air with base with strat, cover with ASF. Yeah, I mean, they can do damage with that strat, but are they going to do as much damage? Oh my goodness, all of the energy storage as well gets blown up. He's going to not only lose his base, he's going to lose his HQ here. The gunships come in to do some defense, but the damage here is just crazy. The regen on these bricks is just keeping them alive, look. And another vet for the brick. Oh no. Poor Team 1 getting brutalized here. The whole base gets wrecked. FrostMonster is in danger here, and if we zoom the map out for 1 second, we can see that there's a drop in the top left corner. We'll have to go to that in a second. FrostMonster looks like he will retreat to the shield, but he's going to lose his entire base. Millenwise also in trouble up here in the top left. Well, this drop is going to kill the air grid. Reclaim it, please. No, not the air grid. Oh no, he's going to lose the reclaim, the HQ. The bombers aren't able to take it down. What's going on here? They've not got attack orders. The HQ goes down. The rest of the air grid goes down. Oh my lord. Is he going to lose every single... No, he's not. But he's lost all of his T3 up here. That is absolutely devastating. It's probably one of the most damaging Tech 3 tier, Tech 1 arty drops that I've seen in a long time. But this is partly because he's hoarding all the bases, like the greedy Grinch that he is. It's very much a problem of his own making, let's say that. It may have been better to give this one to Steak, give this one to Synth, and just take the top one, but, you know, it's... That time has passed now, I feel like he's committed. Steak is even asking, please give me the base, but Steak having this one and this one is even worse than it was already. We've got a TML being worked on, so Microchip is going for that TML base. What can that shoot? Well, the range is actually pretty good. Potentially the T3 HQ again if it gets rebuilt in the same place. We've got a brick push against this, and they're going through the water, which makes them very hard to deal with. They're going to pop up basically already inside the shield. The PD isn't going to have any chance to retaliate. In they come. The sniper bots go down immediately. Shield gets popped from in the inside. What's this? Steak is actually in the middle fighting units. I'm not sure why that is. The middle base does get transferred over to him, this bottom one, which means that Ola now has no T3 air because he lost it at the top. So that's an interesting choice to give it after he lost T3 air, but there we go. Saipier says they can't replace the air, but Ryan is actually looking at the map. Yeah, you can literally see it. There's a T3 air base down here, so they have definitely not lost air. Meanwhile, there's a push of gunships, which is not really a push, but perhaps a defense of gunships. We've got an air fight over the top. And if Ola loses air here, which he has, there's a real opportunity for the gunships to do damage. Not only with the gunships, but the strats now from Microchip. Unfortunately, those ASF not able to deal with this group, even though he has superiority. There we go. We scroll back down here for 1 second, and there's a big group of bricks. And unfortunately for Team 2, also these bouncers. And if he keeps these together, this will be really hard to break. This is not something that you can simply throw a couple of units at, or that you can just deal with easily with some Tech 1 bombers. This is a real problem. It's going to force FrostMonster to bring his ACU. Now, does he have enough overcharge? Yes, he does. He's got a whole boatload of overcharge there. He can actually deal with those bricks. So this is going to be the solution. He's still losing his whole base. Feels like he's been losing his base for a long time. He's got nano, so he will be able to sustain under the brick fire, which is good for him. In the middle, well, there's a very large collection of engineers scooping up all the mass. They're going to get dealt with by these gunships. We've got a well, this is not going to work out well for the US. We've got a mainly Titan push against Percy's. And there's Harbs in there as well. That's going to get bounced for sure. FrostMonster using his ACU to... Oh, don't bring in the gunships against all of these. Okay, he focuses the anti-air. Probably should be shift-G'ing them, because that's going to be quite a lot of wasted DPS. Yeah, unfortunate. Bam! That's a nice overcharge. At this point, he should just go in on them. There's no need to retreat like that. And we have a Spider out for Desert Wolf. That's what he's been spending his eco on. He's got those 3 bases. Actually, about going up to make boys. That's questionable. Especially when he's got so many T2 mexes. But he's going to be pushing with a Spider and all of these Percys. That's a very scary push. There isn't any anti-air with it, though. So technically, Tech 1 bombers can deal with that. At the same time, though, we're going to have a counter push, and that's mostly hoplites. Why are you making hoplites at 27 minutes? Don't know. But if the bricks tank, their high DPS will work. Unfortunately, they're getting primaried by the PD, so he's just losing them for nothing. Those bricks managed to come all the way in here. Oh my goodness, they're killing all the T3 mexes. That is absolutely brutal. And the bouncer is still defending them. That's horrific. What can Team 1 do about this? Well, they have their own experimental on the field. That's their own Spider, but it's going for a counterpunch rather than a defense. So we're going to get potentially a base trade here. Millenwise finishes off these. Strats circling over the top. We've got the Monkey Lord in the middle. Strats bombing these mexes up here. And Hola can't replace them or defend because he gave away that airbase. So the Monkey Lord up to 20k mass killed. It's going to start feeding on all these T3 units. The Percy's in the middle doing damage as well. 23k, 25k. You can see that TML base made on the top is firing, but it's just not going to do anything now that there's a Spider in the middle of the base. This is going to do a lot of damage, but it is going to peter out. I don't think he can finish this base. There's a lot of PD here. He can kill the T3 HQ, which is probably the best move. His other option was to just walk up here and finish this, which may have been better. If he can, kill the HQ and just leave. Just keep the Spider alive. That's not going to be the play. We'll go split screen again because the counterpunch is about to make landfall. Synth finds himself under fire here at the front of his base to Harbs. He's got Cloak, though. Not sure what the idea is behind that, going Cloak only. I guess it will keep him safe. So this is the counterpunch attack. We've got another Tech 1 arty drop here that somehow managed to kill T3 mexes. Oh my god. That is savage. In comes the spider. But the real problem here is this Monkey Lord. Now, Millenwise has a lot of E-storage somewhere. I think I saw E-storage earlier. Potentially he can deal damage to this. But he doesn't want to lose his ACU. He is buying time. Potentially these obsidians here can do a lot of damage. In come a bunch of strats, and that's going to be devastating. They're all clumped up. But they don't drop the bombs. They drop them on the spider. This would have been a better target at that point. Synth cries out, "My base," as everything he has gets deleted. We are potentially looking at a base trade. Another T3 HQ goes down here. These ASF are completely useless. He needs to be making bombers. Bombers, bombers, bombers. Both spiders just tearing through the bases right now. Synth is trying to catch it, but the spider is actually quicker than the T3 units usually, so it's not like it's going to be able to do anything, and this type of fight is actually really favorable for the spider. At the same time, this spider's eating so much fire from the Oblivions, they're probably going to go down about the same time. T3 PGen goes down in poor Holer's base, spider goes down here in Ryan's base, and we're back to kind of even footing here. Millenwise able to deal with this. He's got enough HP on his ACU. Air grid damage, though, by these bricks is absolutely brutal. Potentially they can kill this PGen. That's a fantastic target. It will blow up so much stuff. Or this transport, which is very threatening, I guess, also. Yes, he does get it. He also picks off the HQ with this last bit of health. Oh my god. The damage there, absolutely brutal. Both teams absolutely kicking each other's asses. But just like Rocky, sometimes in these longer games, it's not about how much you can hit, it's how much you can get hit in the face and keep playing. Because if we look at the eco, let's bring that back. Things are actually still fairly even right here. Mass is really within 10%, so it's still all to play for, despite having lost all these mexes. They're really being carried by Desert Wolf and Stakes Eco. They're the players that have really just ecoed in the corner. Ryan brings his ACU here. He's got no upgrades. I don't really understand the purpose of that, but that's what he's doing. A chicken comes out of this pond in the bottom corner. That's what Stake's been working on. It's a very juicy overcharge potential here. Chain reaction here. I would not be able to resist that. It's going to get a ball. It's going to blow up the whole lot. Nice. Chicken moving in. The bricks up here, the Percivals are unchecked. Is he going to lose his T3 HQ? No, it looks like they're forcing Tech 1 engineers, which is slightly sad. Focusing the unfinished PD. Meanwhile, this chicken here potentially could have got an ACU kill, but it's going to go for HQ instead. Absolutely devastating. How many HQs have been killed now? I don't know. Maybe 5? Here comes the lightning ball. What's he going to use? He's going to lose all the Othams for sure. Loses the PGen. This chicken might take another tank, another hit. Yes, it does. He wisely moves his ACU away. I think he'll probably lose most of this PD as well. And that means that the base is really ripe for the pickings on the next attack. All the defenses are gone. There's very little down here. And that does look like that's going to be the plan for Stake. He's working on another chicken. Now, right next to his strategic missile defense, actually. This is a very forward strategic missile defense. If we put that on there and we just give that a nice ring. That's what that's protecting. So, potentially you're looking at, like, nukes that come from here or here. So it will protect this bottom base, but it's very vulnerable. Especially since he has no PD and no units. He doesn't need units. He's pumping out chickens. Here come the bombers. What are they going to achieve? Well, they're going to achieve absolutely nothing. They don't even have an attack order. They're just trying to fly away. And look at this glorious square block. This is like a military parade here. This is one of those People's Democratic Republic of North Korea parades. Look at them all in sync. Very nice. And we're going to have a clash between a spider and a chicken here. Now, this should go the way of the chicken. No questions asked. But if the spider can dodge, ball... Oh, dodged that one. Takes that ball to the face, though. Oh, it stops firing. I think he might have out-microed himself there. The spider isn't tracking. The chicken kicked him in the face. Teabagged him and then kicked him in the face. Jesus. Never gets old. So that's a bit of a loss there because you just know that this is going to get reclaimed here. It's definitely going to get reclaimed. If we check the mass, how much is on the map? 216k. Chicken range this PD. Making tele laser. Desert making tele laser. Remake mechs. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's look at the view from here. Bomb, monkey, reclaim. Much less tactical team talk on Team 2. But they don't need it. They're ahead in eco. Look at that, 971. Off they get. They're nearly at 1,000. And that's almost all Desert Wolf, who's been ecoing hard. They are now in trouble, though, I have to say. Those bombers only going to get one pass thanks to all these bouncers. And this is going to be a big defense, but he's stalling E! No! He's stalling E, the shields aren't up! That would have been... This could have gone very differently. Here come the shields. He did get E from his friends. Are the shields going to pop up? Yes, but half of the PD is gone. The spider finishes off the chicken. That could have gone very differently with all that extra hit points from the shields. That is now a huge problem. This army can potentially move in this kind of a direction. Straight up into here. Looks like they're going to try to fight the spider, though. I'm not sure why these hoplites think they can fight a spider, but they do. They have good range, but they just, die instantly to everything. Tech 1 bombers brought in, but they're going to get cleaned up. Ryan is now making ASF as well. Steak has a lot of ASF. This is actually about even. Let's just do a quick. Let's slow the game right down and have a quick pause before this fight. Microchip. Excuse me. He has, they're different factions, but he's got 60. And if we go to Steak, he's got 16. Ha! Nice. Okay, so it's going to be roughly even. Here comes the engage. Who gets a better turn? Steak does, in my opinion. He does get a bit more behind his opponent. There's no anti-air on either side to assist. That looks like it's going to go Steak's way here. He cleans up the ASF. Microchip doesn't get away with any of them. That's pretty bad, because down here we've got another chicken. There's no defenses left. It does have brick support as well. This is a wild development. Hold your horses just 1 second. This is a stealth TML base down here. Look at this stealth building. But it would be very difficult for Microchip to replace his ASF. His air grid is much smaller. No air grid replacement at all for Ola. He's deciding to focus on pushing. This chicken already collecting veterancy, and that's really bad because it's going to get it a whole bunch of regen, going to give it more health. So we might have another counterpunch here with this chicken pushing in for Team 1. But up here we've got a very scary Percy and Spider push. That is terrifying. FrostMonster potentially about to get balled in the face, but he dodges that. We've got a GC here that can defend. It's already crunching the brick. Look at that brick shooting away, even though it's been grabbed. Defiant to the last. The GC should be able to win this if it can dodge the balls. But it's not doing that. The brick's DPS is immense here. Remember that GC also has a death nuke when it dies, a headbutt. So if he moves just close enough, he'll also do about, I don't know, 15k damage. No, it's going to move away. It's going to be just out of range. When he hits the floor like that, the GC does quite a lot of damage to any units around it. That's pretty bad for Team 2 down there. But we'll remove that nuke because there's no nukes on the enemy team on Team 2 here. I don't think. I don't see any nukes. Has this stealth TML base been seen? No, it hasn't actually. What happened there? He deleted it to reclaim it, even though it hadn't been seen. That makes no sense at all.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
What is going on in this game? So if the chicken is going to push Ryan's base, it might be better to just bug out and come down here with it. He can kill this base off here easily. The spider is going to move in. Oh my god, I missed that fight there.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Okay, here we are back in the past. As you can see, Synth completed his cloak and his laser, and he's about to try to meme on this spider and all of these Percivals, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, a satellite pops out just at the wrong time, a completely unscouted Desert Wolf. He gets hard countered. Remember that this satellite has Omni, and because of that, he just gets in. He gets deleted. Chicken trying to kill FrostMonster here. But there's a Megalith to defend. So we got two chickens here. Potentially this whole base is dead if he micros them just a little bit like this. To dodge that Oblivion fire. But he's not using both weapons is the problem. This chicken, completely different move paths. They're not being used together at all. Over here, we've got the spider going to be tried to use against this. This is just too much. There's too much going on. Satellite out here for Desert Wolf. The chicken in the middle of the base here is going to be destroying everything. Spider versus spider here, but pretty sure that Desert Wolf's one's going to win. He's got a slight health advantage. ACU goes down there for Ryan. He gets picked off by the chicken. Spider wins up here. What happened to the secondary attack? Well, down here the chicken's pushing in. Millenwise can potentially defend this. He's got a whole bunch of overcharge capacity. He just needs to overcharge the chicken, or perhaps the bricks. He can pop in and out of the water. The chicken's actually strolling into this Tech 1 PD whilst focusing this. It's going to eat so much damage from these Tech 1 PDs. Oh my goodness, that was completely unnecessary death by that chicken. Why? Millenwise just decides he's had enough of life. He got depressed and left. He actually could have killed these bricks there. There was no need for that at all. If his team somehow manages to win this game, that is a guaranteed derp ward. We've got a massive bank of Ravagers here for Desert Wolf, the UEF Wet Dream. Look at them cooming all over the Cybran army there. In comes a Spider to finish off the attack. And let's have a look at the map control. Things look absolutely disastrous for Team 2. They've got... Oh, without this was looking like a real attempt to get back into the game, but they decided to reclaim it for some reason. I don't know why that was. We've got FrostMonster sitting with absolutely nothing. He has nothing. We've got Ola on the left, has got 5 bases, it seems like. And Stake, who's got 2, 3. It is a 2 versus 3, but really only Desert Wolf and Microchip have any units to speak of. Microchip has 1 air here. And that's brilliant because Ola's got a bug. Which is a strong choice considering it's been entirely land dominated. There's no anti-air left in this mix of units, so the bug is going to get taken down. That's great play from Microchip. That's going to keep them in the game, literally keeping his team in the game by the skin of his teeth there. Damage Spider going to move in here. Where's that going to go? Probably just into this area. These Percys are still going. They've got thousands of mass kill, picking off all these mexes. It's a chicken. The chicken, I think, was supposed to be chasing the Percys, but has given up or gotten a bit lazy. Let's go to this Spider's view, because that's... Let's track that. Because this Spider is about to have a field day massacre against all these engineers. 150, 160, 170, 180... Oh my god. 200, 210, 220. Oh, it's run into a bug. Okay, well that's the end. That's going to be the end of that one then. Meanwhile, we've got a Spider and a Crab versus a bunch of bricks. Now the bricks can definitely kill this Spider if they focus the Spider entirely. If they end up splitting their DPS, the Spider will kill them. DPS of the Spider is much, much higher than the Crab. This is a huge health point, hit point sink. This is a tank, really, whereas this is DPS. They're splitting the damage. It needs to focus on the Spider. It's going to be incredibly close. 20, it comes down basically to the last brick there, but he kills off the Spider. Ola's bug doing some great damage, but in comes the ASF. I don't know why he continued to make bugs after he lost air. It was probably already in production. That's very unfortunate for him. A whole bunch of those ASF do go down to the SAMs, look. They're getting picked off, but... overwhelming air superiority for Team 2 now. There is some air production down here for Stake, but it's just not enough. What is he doing? He's still building all of these... TMD as if the base there exists, but it doesn't. He's just sitting down here playing SimCity. He's playing SimCity at 45 minutes. Well, we've got a Spider in production over here. Team 2 have been pushed back into what is at best a quarter of the map. It realistically probably a bit less. What is FrostMonster working on? He's starting Gun Splash, but cancels it. I mean, yeah, he's got nothing. He just needs to try to use his ACU to do as much damage as he can. Okay, so what do we got here? Well, they scouted the comm. They scouted the comm with the satellite because of the Omni. So they have got a view of that. Okay, a wall of nope. That's a great map annotation. I love it. We go to Microchip's view. It's got the comm pinged and an Omni radar pinged. Not ringed, by the way, this Omni. If you build an Omni, you want to ring it. It saves you so much mass. So much E, sorry, for the cost. This chicken might actually lose. In come the strats as well. The chicken loses to the Spider as the other Spider is pushing. That's really not great coordination. Team 2 just hard turtling into this top corner of the map. Boxeroo says, I don't like the odds for a full frontal assault success. Well, I mean, look at the amount of Ravagers, the amount of PDs. There's crabs, there's this satellite spam. This is UEF Turtle World, basically. very difficult to deal with. They are reclaiming all the mass, but there's a poor boy down here, look, that got killed. That's it for the bottom corner. I would really like, honestly, I would really like for them to please take the mexes. It's free reclaim. None of you guys are on enough mass per tick that you don't need extra mass, honestly. You can stop thinking about that once you get to like 1,000. Maybe. So these bricks, huge ball of concentrated DPS. And it looks like we've got a Babel crab here. It's facing the wrong way. It's taking 20 bricks in the behind. That's terrible for Team 2. The Ravagers spool up. Incoming the strats. Oh no. Oh, that was a great Shift G attack from Team 1. Microchip with the Shift G on his bombers. There he is. He's queuing them all up. Not particularly well. He's got some assist orders. There's the Shift G. Each bomber picks an individual target for maximum DPS. The crab gets away despite being microed terribly. It was getting shot in the arse there. Team 1 just unable to strike that killing blow here. But with every passing attack, I feel like Team 2 is being whittled away. Here's the strats for Team 1. This is a lot of strats, so you know, this is, we got 12 strats. This is, you know, nearly 30,000 damage. Really, so that's a lot. They're getting to the point where they can kill the experimentals fairly quickly. Look, that's a lot of damage per pass as well. It's gonna one-shot an ACU almost certainly. Rue says you have to catch the strats. Yes, but you don't have to go into their area to do it. Oh, he's gone in after the strats like that. That's awful. And that's going to throw away any chance they had of taking back air control. They've also lost another spider at the top to Bricks and Percy's. They've got no ASF to stop the strats now. That didn't actually kill. They didn't kill the chicken. That's a very odd choice to leave the chicken alive, because it's going to punish the air grid. Look, we've got a mass build up of strats on the bottom. This might be the Hail Mary that Team 1 are doing. They're seem down and out. I mean, they're not. They're actually up on eco, but they're okay. Well, the chicken gets taken down there, but again, another half base lost. Here comes a strat attempt. Where are they going for? It looks like they're going for Stakes Sim City down here. He's working on an absolutely, completely pointless battery of Tech 2 PD, which will do absolutely nothing in this game. In come the strats. Are they going to go for his ACU? Yes, they are. 1, 2, 3 shields, potentially. 1, 2. Yeah, just 2 of the shields. I mean, these got taken down. The strats didn't kill him, but the satellite overhead. 2 satellites finish him off. Oh, no. Good teamwork from Team 2 there. Blowing up his ACU. Will the strats get away? No, it seems they were taken down by all this battery of SAMs that were up here. So we're down to a 1v2. Ola is the only player left, but he's been playing on half the bases the whole game anyway, so it's not like it's a big change for him. This Monkey Lord, again, moving in at the head of the units. If only he'd set up a nice concave like this and then gone in with everything at the same time. You can do that with Shift G. He would take so much less damage. His DPS would be so much more efficient, but it is what it is. Boxeroo is giving out the team orders for the 1700. He says, go around the top, use whatever ASF you've got to defend them. Well, there's another bug here. I'm not sure why Ola is producing bugs. He has no air to defend them. So this spider is going to be absolutely rinsing through the space. The bug is going to go down to a mixture of ASF and huge flak fire here. Flak does a lot of damage to these experimentals. FrostMonster's ACU is in danger. The Fat Boy is in danger as well. Here comes the strat attempt. Is he actually ground fireable? It looks very deep to me. He's going to try it. He could be dead. He's not dead. He's too deep. Those strats are going to do absolutely nothing. We'll go back to the top. The spider gets taken down by the Fat Boy. FrostMonster is in trouble here. The bricks are going to get picked off. They're definitely a Mastination, but it depends what can they kill. Another T3 mechs. Another base. Yeah, the Fat Boy. Yeah, I mean, we know how it goes with Fat Boys. A bit unfortunate. Unless you micro it very carefully, it's just going to die for nothing. Even though it was defending, it only had like 30,000 mass killed, so it wasn't even efficient, even though it was only used for defense against a squad of bricks, which is its favorite food. Very sad. Hi, yeah, I'm half your mass of literally any unit in the game. Oh. Strats, again, going to be very effective. It'd be better to, actually, rather than move them, it'd be better to do this. Go in the pond. Because he can't get stratted in the pond, right? Oh, it's not quite deep enough. Sad. Just make a break for the airbase. Any damage he does, Team 2 basically can't repair it right now. Team 2 is down to 400 mass a second to 700. These strats in the bottom corner are just still derping around, really. But we do have 2 satellites. And the satellites are going to give great vision. 3 satellites. He can't kill Ola with satellites. He will have to do something else. He's going to go into the water himself. Microchip needs to defend here. His ACU has only got T3 engineering. He's got nothing else. He needs to be building PD. He needs to be overcharging, really, but he's not got gun. Microchip? Friend? Are you AFK? He's been microing his air all over the place. He just did that strat attempt, so it's not like he's AFK. He just tried to ground fire the ASU. Oh, Microchip, please. He just stands there and takes 6 bricks to the face. That's a, oh dear.
Okay, kid. Give it to me. Direct it. Come on, Marv, get up. You don't have any more bricks. He's out of it. You go this way, I'm going around the back.
Taking all those bricks to the face. It looks like FrostMonster is going to do the same thing, but he does have the equipment to deal with it. He's going to get rid of these bricks. There's a strat as well. So here we have it. We're now down to less than a quarter of the map, really. We've got a tiny bit of control of the map up here, but it's really not doing that much. Down to 250 mass a second. The only thing they really have going for them is that they can defend with the things they have already. They've got mass. Oh my god. Just look at the stall in E. They lost all their P gens. They lost the whole energy grid. Down to 100 mass a second now. That's desperate stuff. Well, we've got a T2 upgrade. Not going to swing the game, but we'll keep an eye on it because he's clearly got a plan to something. The mexes are getting popped. So Ola not opting to defend his mexes. He really doesn't need to. He just needs to keep pushing. Every time he pushes, he kills some valuable stuff that can't be replaced. If anything, it would be better if he came and built, like... At this point, he could build spearheads and demolishers or trebuchets and just sit them, like, here. And there'd be really nothing that Desert Wolf can do. It would be brutal. He could also start TMLing stuff. It's really on Ola to close out the game because Team 2 is absolutely buried in. Steak says to try for a nuke. Yes, they can nuke the space. A nuke would end the game immediately. A push would end the game immediately. RT would end the game immediately. Nuke would end the game immediately. An Awasa, yep, that would end the game immediately because it would just, they're stalling E, it would drop bombs here, everything would die, that would be it. I'm pretty sure they can also Awasa bomb this. He's actually TMLable right now, he's so shallow. Only way to kill is to rush torps. Yeah, potentially. So these have been synced up, by the way. Have they? No, not quite, but they're on a move path together. Make stealth field. So they're planning something. We've got a torpedo upgrade. What's he going for? Well, he's in the pond, but he's got T3 and Torp. Oh no, this is a devastating looking push. Luckily, the Spider's not dodging. It's going to get primaried by all the Ravagers. Gets downed in a single shot. The Percys are focusing the bricks when really they should be focusing the chicken because if this gets closer, it's going to demolish everything. Fat Boy goes down. Novak's under pressure here. The shield clutches that. Oh my goodness. The shield pops up. He gets to keep his Novaks for now. Hard to see what they're going to do from here. Avoid Storm. Yeah, the Storm is actually going to wreck all of Ola's own units. The Crab is just standing here. But they've missed their chance to kill the Novaks. They could have killed them here. That is a... We'll see if that comes back to haunt him, because that's really the only thing Team 2 have got on the table. They've got nothing else that can hit back. It is like they need a desperate attempt here. Okay, well, we are going to have a drop. An ACU drop with whatever ASF they've got left. They do have air control temporarily. Where is he going with this? He's got Torp and T3. Well, the Sams are dead here, actually. And this is the plan. That there's nothing left here. This is doomed. No? He's not coming around the side. He is coming around the side. So the satellites are scouting. He's used the satellites to kill off the Sams. Oh my goodness, there's an Awasa down here. He's just going to casually fly past it. If they build a Sam, he dies. The game is over. Nope. Hello, Mr. Awasa. Oh no. This is the sort of stuff that happens at 58 minutes into the game. There is Sam's now, but it's too late. He is going to try and do something quite rare. I've really only seen a few of these in probably more than 1,000 replays. He's basically trying to do a satellite checkmate or a Novak's checkmate.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
You pause all the satellites, okay? You pause all of these. This is a lot of DPS. Then you put something in the pond that forces him out. So this hasn't got engineering or anything. Ola has neglected his ACU the entire game. That could be his undoing. He's going to drop his ACU right here, and Ola is going to get Tech 1 Torp launchers for Christmas. He has to leave the pond if he builds torpedo launchers. He has to leave the pond. When he leaves the pond, he gets satellited. Oh my goodness, the Sams almost kill the transport. The transport goes down. This is going to be it. Ola sees it, and he starts running immediately. The shields are the correct response. The satellites, to focus him though, the shield goes down. There's so much damage from the 3 satellites. And that's going to be game. Check and mate.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia.
Impossible!
What a great play! Desert Wolf, you absolute monster. Look at that. Look at the map control they have left. I'm pretty sure they were down to like 100 eco to 600 at one point back there. They've lost everything. They've got nothing. They've got a half-dead crab and a couple of Novaxes, which by some fluke survived. If this had died, this attempt here would not have worked. That's how close that game was. If the SAM was up earlier, that would not have worked. That was so close. So close. I actually think there is a minor blunder at the end there for Hola. He uses all of his build power to try to upgrade this shield, to boost it, to get it back online and get it larger, but he's actually outside of it. He does actually finish the upgrade, but he's actually still outside it. If he had done this shield gen here instead, he might have actually lived. He literally just clicked the wrong shield gen to boost with his engineers at the end. That's how close that game was.
We did it, General.
No, sir. He did.